Alright, so I'm pretty sure that someone already told you that you should get trigger from the free selector that they are giving in the version 3.1. They are wrong. It's like getting a brick and then a few months later you realize that you got a brick and you need something else because trigger is not doing her job. Today I want to talk about every single option available in the free selector. These being Lucia, Trigger, Hugo, and Soldier, Anby, and Jane. And they're going to be giving different ratings for every single one of these characters depending on your situation. Either you are new, a returning, or an ongoing player. And then I'm also going to be rating them at Mindscape 0. Let's say you don't have the character like me, I don't have Trigger. And then if you already own the character, should you get the extra copies? So let's start with Lucia really quickly. Lucia is honestly a good unit, but she's a good unit for 5 characters. If you don't own any of these, what Lucia is going to do for you? That's right, nothing. If you own some of these and you don't own Lucia, or you plan to get any of these, then Lucia is good, but when are you getting this? Because they didn't announce any Rupture rerun in the version 3.1. If you are a new player, you probably don't have any of these, so I would say that Lucia is a skip for you. If you're a returning player, maybe you got issue one in the version 2.0 and you just got back to the game, Lucia is going to be good for you. If not, if you're in the same situation as a new player without any Rupture agent, she's not going to do anything for you. If you're an ongoing player, you play the game for the entire Season 2, you probably already got Lucia. She already had a rerun. If you didn't, and you have Rupture agents, go for her. Why not? If you already own her, her Mindscapes are very good. Okay, let me tell you this. 18% ignore enemy resistance is pretty good. This is above the average. It's usually around 15%. Lucia gives 18, the same as Astra as well. Decibel generation, I would not even account for this. Like in most cases, this is not really making a huge difference on your rotation or your DPS. But most importantly, Mindscape 2 is very good, and getting Mindscape 1 means that you are one step closer to Mindscape 2. Maybe you already own Mindscape 1. Mindscape 2 is very good. This is sheer damage, very strong for Rupture agents. And about the weapon, Lucia is a Rupture support, so if you want to give the best support for Rupture agents, you want the signature, alright? Don't try to cope with Kaboom. Kaboom is giving attack. Attack is not going to be that good for your Rupture agent. This one gives HP for them. This one gives damage as well. These are stats that are going to make your Rupture agent feel much, much better. So yeah, go get this. It's pretty good. If you don't have it, get it. If you want extra copies, I mean, if you don't have anything else to get, yeah, get more copies for your Lucia signature and deal more damage with your Rupture agents, why not? Alright, so next up, let's talk about the brick, Trigger. Now, I don't have Trigger. I play Trigger a lot of times already on the creator server, testing with different teams. And let me explain why Trigger was not even that good to begin with. Like, she gives a 35% damage increase for all of your damage, even outside of the stun. Cool. On the stun, this is not 35, just so you know, because it adds on top of the enemy stun damage multiplier. And this is the key thing. It adds on top of the enemy stun damage multiplier. They have like 200% stun damage multiplier, right? With this, it's 235. Would you rather use your ultimate when the enemy has a 35% damage increase or 135% damage increase? I don't know about you, but I like damage, so I'm definitely saving my ultimate for the 135% damage increase. Which means you want the stun window after all. You're just like doing meaningless damage outside of the stun window just to get your resources, and then you spend everything in the stun window. The problem with Trigger is that her days output is so low that even Cecilia, an attack agent, can do the same days as Trigger. Honestly, I cannot recommend Trigger. I don't know why people are just recommending Trigger to everyone. Yes, she's very generic. She's going to work with your Rupture agent, even if she cannot activate the additional ability. She's going to work with your Anomaly agents, some of them. She's going to work with your attack agents. Yes, she works with everyone because this is active for everyone. You don't need the additional ability to trigger this. You only need to have Trigger on your team. But you compare this to Norma, which is available right now. You compare this to Dialing, which is available in the next patch as a rerun. Why would you get Trigger? You see, that's the main problem. So if you are a new player, Norma is available right now. Oberyn saving for Remiel. Yeah, Dialing is available on the next patch. And if you didn't get, then yeah, you can think about Trigger. But you have the entire patch to think about it. If you are a returning player, she's going to be good if you have like Soldier, Anby, and Orphe, and you're trying to finish your Aftershock team. But even so, I have Anby, I have Orphe, I don't have Trigger. To be fair, it's because I lost the 50-50 2 times, but we don't need to talk about it. If you are an ongoing player, you probably have Dialing or Norma, at the very least one of these. Again, no reason for you to get Trigger. Now, if you already own Trigger, you probably want to make her a little bit better, and I'm going to be honest, Mindscape 1 is actually good. It increases the stun damage multiplier even further. This is like 55% stun damage multiplier at Mindscape 1, which is very good. It increases the days as well, which I mentioned is one of the problems with Trigger. So if you already own Trigger, getting the Mindscape 1 is a good idea. And for the weapon, honestly, you really want this weapon, the signature weapon on Trigger. I don't have here to show, but it's a weapon that is pretty much must have for Trigger, because a lot of the extra damage that she provides is because of the signature engine. It reduces the enemy defense, and the more you stack, the better it is. Some units are already capable of hitting almost 100% defense ignore, so depending on the team, depending on the unit, extra copies are going to have like 0 value for your team damage. In other cases, extra copies can give you a lot of extra damage, because the higher your defense ignore, the better the damage. But after 100, it pretty much goes back to 0. Alright, next we have Hugo on the list. And I feel a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I think that Hugo is actually a good pick if you are a new player. Sure, we have Pyrus right here. I still need to build my Pyrus. If you don't have any DPS, Hugo's pretty decent. Hugo's decent assuming you're going to get either Norma right now that is available, or you're getting Dialing on the next patch with the rerun. Hugo is flexible, and Hugo allows you to play the game without using a support. The gameplay style is very unique. Some people are not going to like it. I personally love it. Just sadly, I never had a reason to get Hugo, and I have even less reason to get Hugo because Sigrid is releasing on the next patch. So if you want to get Sigrid, Hugo is not going to be good for you. If you like the playstyle and you like Hugo, look, I'm not going to stop you, especially if you are a new player, then Hugo is going to do a good job for you. If you are a returning or ongoing player, you probably have other DPS units. And let's be for real, Hugo issue is that he relies on stun windows. So the worse your stunners and the more restricted the boss is, the worse Hugo is going to feel. If you want to go for Mindscapes are very good, especially, again, for DPS, it's mostly about Mindscape 2. Mindscape 2 pretty much gives you 1 extra Totalize on every single stun window and increases the damage of this Totalize. Totalize is the effect that pretty much consumes the enemy stun window to deal a lot of damage, and like a lot of damage for real. You see, so Mindscape 1 is going to be 1 step closer towards the Mindscape 2, which is very, very strong. So you have Dialing or you have Norma, or you're looking to get any of these, Hugo is actually a decent pick. Don't get me wrong. For the signature, I would say that I don't have the signature here to show, so I'm probably going to put on the screen so you can read the effects. But the signature is very good for Hugo himself. If you plan to get him, or you already own Hugo without the signature, go get the signature. It's very good for Hugo. I would not recommend getting the signature just because it's a good stat stick for other attack agents. It is very good. Crit rate, crit damage, and also, of course, the higher attack compared to other unknown signature weapons. But So Exuvia exists, and So Exuvia, it also gives a lot of attack, it also gives crit rate, so honestly, maybe it's better for you to enhance some of the signature instead of getting another signature that is only going to be used as a crit stick. Now, Soldier Anby, and oh boy, I do like Soldier Anby. I like the gameplay style. She's basically punishing aggressive enemies with all the dodge counters and stuff. But Soldier Anby has a massive problem, that is the lack of good teams. Most of the time, if you want to actually have good damage with your Soldier Anby, you're going to need an entire team made just for her. We're talking about using your Orphe, we're talking about using Soldier Anby herself, and we're talking about using maybe Trigger or any support that feels really meaningful. Could be Nicole, and Nicole is like free, an A rank unit. But still, you're going to need at the very least Orphe. And if you are a new player, you probably don't have Orphe on your account. If you don't have any DPS, Anby is fine, honestly. You can use her to deal a little bit of damage. But the problem is that I would only recommend getting Anby if you like the idea of aftershock teams and you're ready to pull future units to enhance this team even further. Otherwise, honestly, I don't think she's going to be a really good pick for you. Now, if you are someone that already owns Anby, Mindscape 1 is just one extra damage that you're going to get after using your EX special. It's a very, very good extra damage. Mindscape 2 is the one that is actually very strong. It increases crit rate even further, and most importantly, it allows you to dash so much after using your ultimate that it just adds a lot of extra damage to your stun windows without the need of saving the energy for the stun window. So it increases the damage outside of the stun window because now you're free to use your EX specials outside of the stun, and then on the stun window, when you have your ultimate, you just get a lot of damage because of how many dashes you can do on the enemy. So in general, it is a very, very good Mindscape. For the signature weapon, I would say that honestly, I don't recommend you to get it unless you're playing Anby. If you're playing Anby, then yeah, the signature is going to be really good. The main problem is that, number one, this weapon gives no crit rate. So if you are someone that needs the crit rate, you're not going to get it here. And on top of this, only Anby can make full use of the weapon effect. So there's that. If you like Harumasa, for example, Harumasa is not going to make full use of this. This means that Harumasa is never going to get the electric damage, for example. And finally, let's talk about Jane, which honestly is my best recommendation on this selector. Look, if you're a new player, you probably got Velina. If you did not get Velina and you are interested in Remiel, you need anomaly units. So if you are a new player with pretty much no anomaly units in your account, Jane is going to be really good for you. It helps you finish your Remiel team. They showcase it on the special program that using Remiel, Jane, and Velina is an option. If you are an existing player, if you are an ongoing player, I would not recommend to get Mindscape 0 Jane. Why? Because you probably would have other anomaly units that you can fit in the team. But if you are a new player, Jane is going to do the job. Now, if you have Mindscape 0 Jane, I would highly recommend to get extra copies because you can get one free Jane from the free selector. If you're going to swipe, maybe because of Remiel or something, if you're going to spend, you can also get the item and trade in the shop for another Jane. And Jane Mindscape 2 is just insane, really. So going for a Mindscape 2 Jane is the goal here. If you have Jane at Mindscape 0, going for a Mindscape 2 is the goal. So getting one extra copy puts you close to this. Now, honestly, the signature, I hate the signature. I talked about it when yesterday on the live stream. I hate the signature because of this dash attack requirement right here. I always forget to use the dash attack in the stun window. Outside of the stun, you can always use dodge counters and you're going to get all the 3 stacks. Boom, a lot of damage, a lot of build-up rate. On the stun window, you need to use dash attacks. Once you finish the Salcal jump, you do a dash attack. So that helps you refresh this. But other units, they cannot use this. If you remember to use the dash attack, this is a very good engine, even on Piper, for example, which is another physical anomaly unit. You can use this on Alice, another physical anomaly unit. But I hate this. That being said, it's good on Jane. And also getting extra copies of this is very strong because it increases the physical damage and also increases the anomaly build-up rate. More build-up rate means you're going to trigger more assault, more damage is also very good. So yes, if you're going for Jane or if you own Jane, you want to go for the Mindscape 2, you want to get the best for her, get extra copies on your signature for Jane, get extra copies for Jane as well, and just boom, a lot of damage on your assaults. So just to wrap it up, TLDR, Jane is the most safest pick for new players. Trigger, don't. Get Norma right now, get Dialing in the next patch, don't get Trigger. She's not going to be that good, okay? Lucia, very good if you like Rupture, but do you own any Rupture? If you are a new player, unlikely. If you are a returning player, maybe. For Mindscapes, Lucia Mindscape's good, Trigger Mindscape's good. Hugo, Anby, and Jane is all about the Mindscape 2. So if you plan to get their Mindscape 2, getting Mindscapes on there are very good. Lucia and Trigger, Mindscape 1 is very good, okay? That's it for the video. I think it was a little bit longer than I expected, and I'm sorry, I definitely yapped a little bit too much, but I hope it was enough for you to understand why I don't recommend Trigger and why you should think a little bit more on your account situation before picking the selector. Don't forget that the selector is going to be available for the entire version. You can wait for the drip marketing on the next version before deciding where you're going to use your selector, okay? Don't feel pressure to use like day one or anything. You're not going to lose anything by doing this. If anything, you are more likely to lose by using it day one and then just getting the news about a future rerun, a new character, or something else. All right. If this video was helpful, please leave a like on the video and also consider subscribing to the channel. And I can't wait to start covering Remiel as well. And if you don't know how anomaly works, then I highly recommend you to check my full anomaly guide that I released a few days ago. It's going to be somewhere on your screen right now. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and see you next time.